Hello, welcome to this episode of Herald Cafe. There's something interesting happened this year in the Cannes Film Festival. There's a Malwani Marathi film which went to Cannes, and the post-production, the sound production, they happened here in Goa in Don Bosco Institute. To celebrate that, we have Father Joquim Lobo and Vj Xavier. Father is the director of that institute, and Vj Xavier is the founder of the Boskon Studio. Congratulations. It's been a great feat.
Yeah.
Are you getting a lot of accolades, a lot of appreciation from people?
Yes, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you for having us, first of all, in the studio.
Yes. Thank you for your time also. Students must be very happy.
Yeah, most students, those who know, of course, will. So we are, of course, having a screening of that movie also very soon for the students. So that's the time when they'll come to know really what has happened behind the movie.
Great. Tell me, how did it happen? Like your studio, it's a sound studio, and you have the equipments of such, I'm saying high tech, like world class equipments that you could do a film which like can pass the stringent test to go to Cannes and stuff. How did it happen? This backstory.
So the idea was, because I worked in the industry before I came to Goa, that was more than 10 years ago. So I started in the VFX industry doing visual effects of feature films. Went on to do other roles in the film industry, and I am also a musician. So coming from that background, and I had learned sound engineering when I was much younger. I started working on it, and when I came to Goa, I realized there was a need for good sound studio where you could actually go and complete your entire production. I have a little home studio where I used to do my work, and then I realized, I mean, I'm a past pupil of Don Bosco's, so for me it was much easier to understand how it works in Don Bosco's and what is their visions and their way of running their institutes. So that's when I approached Father, and because they have a wonderful mass communication school or college here at Panjim, and I realized that it will be a good opportunity for students in mass comm, plus also if people are interested to understand about how sound works, how you can, how the industry outside Goa works, you know, and how can you be exposed to all these kind of work and ethics and gear, etc. So that's when Father and we had a discussion, and we sat over it a couple of months, and it went for a long time till of course they have to be sure that it is something which makes sense for the institute and for the future of the students.
True. Yeah.
And for Goa. So that's when we came up and we said, okay, let's start this Boskon, which is Don Bosco and the Konkan region. So it's called Boskon.
That was my next question. What is it?
So that's how Boskon, as Father's idea to make it called Boskon. And that's how we decided the studio, and we've taken a lot of time to set it up, right from the equipment which is brought in. There's a lot of study I go into to actually decide what really makes sense for the students to learn and also help in the production, because as of now, I think we are the best studio in Goa for the equipment we have, also the work, I would say. So we take our time to decide what we need to buy and don't hurry into it, and really decide this is meant for the studio, this is meant for this kind of work, you know. It should not be just something which is lying over there and it becomes like a white elephant. So that's something we always take care of.
Got it. Yeah.
And so that's how the studio came up, and we didn't do anything because we wanted the work to speak for itself. That was all idea. So slowly, step by step, it is growing. This is our third year, and that's how studio started up.
So Father, tell me about this is such a progressive way of looking into education, you know, getting technical education and to students, you know, like giving students the opportunity to learn sound engineering or mass communication. What are the other areas of interest that you give to the students? They give opportunity to the students.
Okay, now talking about this studio to begin with, we had a channel called DBTV channel.
Okay, this is from
we
Goa?
Started, yes, in our same place.
Okay.
So we started with that, and then we realized that unless we go into it fully, that upkeep of the channel, maintenance, and doing lots of content, really that will be seen by the people, would be difficult.
Mm.
So we said, let's stop that.
Okay.
Of course, it was helping the students. It was made in view of students learning from the
So the
educational channel.
Content will be educational.
Educational channel,
Okay.
fully.
Okay.
So, and the students would have hands-on work,
Mm.
learning to do.
Mm.
And they would spend, because since we have the mass communication department,
Mm.
they would get chance to do that. But then it was also a financially costly affair.
Okay. Yes. Having a television
Yeah,
studio.
and
yes.
non-profit making, and so we said we stop that for some time and see
Mm.
if there are any other ways we can give the students the internships and learning.
Mm.
And so it was stopped that way.
Mm.
Our studio was there
Mm.
where the mass communication students would learn
Mm.
their subjects. But this channel and the internships and the working on hands-on working was avoided, kept away.
Mm.
And we would send the students to like studios like yours here.
Okay.
So they would come
For
and
internships. and stuff,
internships
yeah.
and
Otherwise,
do
they
the
would have done in your own
in our
home
place
studio.
itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So then Vj Xavier was there with us.
Mm.
He was doing a lot of other things.
Mm.
So he would come and tell me, as a good studio would work well in Goa.
Mm.
So we said, okay. So we'll see how it works. So that idea was going on.
Mhm.
Then since I have stopped this, we could start something else.
Got
And
it,
that
yes.
also could be beneficial to the students.
Mm.
They would also learn, they would have an added kind of something to skill to learn.
Mhm.
And I saw him also as a very serious guy
Mm.
into music, and also want to do something seriously good, not just
Also,
small.
ex-student of Don Bosco Health.
Yeah. So, no, he's interested. His passion is that.
Yes.
Like he can spend time
Mm.
into sitting down and doing the work and getting it really done well. And so he has picked up also now few years, many more skills to brush up his tuning with the sound and different things that they require to get it right. So then we began the students' trainings.
Mhm.
We have sound engineering course of 6 months.
Okay.
Now this is a third, I think, course.
Now the fourth batch will start.
Fourth batch.
Yeah.
We are going to start.
Going to start
we have
this,
finished
yeah.
already 3
Third,
batches.
yeah.
Mhm.
So the students from Goa have picked up the skills,
Nice. Good
which
one.
is a good thing.
Yeah.
So they will start somewhere, something good, I suppose, and they will
Yeah,
do
it's
well.
kind of a vocationally, like very good help for them also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after they go through this course, many of them have come and told me at least,
Mm.
thank you for starting,
Yes.
because we would have to go somewhere else,
Mm.
and it is quite economical for us. Since we are in Goa, we can just come and do this
True.
course.
Yeah. Otherwise, they
shorter
may
while.
have to go to Bombay or Bangalore.
Yes,
Bangalore,
yes.
right, yeah.
They are very grateful for that.
Mm.
And they come now to assist him whenever requires for some other jobs.
Yeah.
They do that. So we call them here, call them in the studio to do that.
That is nice. And tell me about the other departments. You also mentioned.
Yeah, we got
Physical,
BBA,
Yeah.
Business
Administration.
Business Administration.
Okay.
We got specialized also divisions in travel and tourism
Okay.
in BBA.
Mm-hmm.
We have BCA.
Mm-hmm.
We got physical education and sports.
Okay.
Yeah. We also had BSW, Bachelor in Social Work.
Okay.
But that did not work in Goa. That was also just single one in Goa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But nobody would come for that course.
So you stopped
We had
it
also
now.
masters.
Okay.
Initially it worked, but after some time it did not.
Okay.
So we are just phasing out.
Okay.
This is a final year about that course.
Mm.
BP8 is also only one in Goa.
This is physical education.
Physical education
Okay.
and sports.
Okay.
The training for the teachers.
Okay.
So those only these teachers now you will see in all the colleges and the schools.
Nice. Okay.
PE teachers.
Okay.
They require this specific training.
Mm.
Then we have now BA and BCom courses.
You
We
al-
started 2 years back.
Yeah. You also have a night school.
We have a night school, yes, for those say dropouts or those who work,
In the
and then
daytime.
within 3-4 hours they can actually do their whole 10th standard, 11th, 12th, whatever. So high school and high secondary, they can
Okay,
do that.
yes, sir.
Last year we got 100%, all those who,
Nice.
for the first time I think, but
Right.
all of them passed, which is a good sign.
And I'm sure for the future you will use the graduation also as in the night school. Would you like to start that? Like a
Graduation,
BA
for
becomes-
graduation, of course, see, there are open schools available.
There are already.
Yeah,
Yes,
open
yes,
schools
yeah.
where they can easily go and do this one also.
Mm.
But this is like, no, you get teaching happening there.
Mm.
Open school you have to learn unless you go to some teaching classes.
Got it, yes.
Otherwise, here
Yeah.
you can just spend 3 hours and you are guided by the staff,
Okay.
which is a good thing for them.
Now, coming back to Vijay, tell me the work that you have done for the film. Bhairu,
So
what?
Bhaira.
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 Bhaira, yeah.
So the film, of course, it's all about the time during COVID time. The film story is about that, and it's about a village in Malwani, somewhere in that Malwani area, and in the interiors. And the story is about this boy who's deaf and dumb, and his experience about COVID and the village, etc. And how he never understood what it was because he just cannot hear or listen. So I mean, he cannot talk, right? So he doesn't know what COVID is. He doesn't know what is happening in the village. So the whole story revolves around that. In the
Then
movie.
it will be very difficult to do the sound
Correct.
for a deaf or a
Yeah.
dumb guy.
So
Tell us
that
yeah.
was a very crazy thing because all the sounds created by him on the set when he was shooting, he created, I mean, who the actor is a brilliant actor. So we had to come back and recreate that sound in the studio. So he has to actually match exactly all his lip movement to make it feel it was actually shot. I mean, the audio was picked up at the shoot. So that was a huge challenge, and it took almost more than 2 months just doing that because every day we just sat doing that. The director, of course, was amazing to sit along, and he just wanted it, and we just tried our best to get it as natural as possible, which most people have been saying that was this done on shoot or actually it was done in ADR.
It was that perfect.
Yeah, it
that
was
has
so,
become
that's what the
nice.
director has told me, that so many people have always asked, are you sure this is an ADR? Because it's just so yeah, but it took a lot of time and effort. It was very tough. There are some times when it was frustrating, the director and me. Sometimes we just said, forget it, we just pack off and go home. Because the actors, some of them are natural actors in the sense from the village itself.
Okay.
So they've never been exposed to technology and live
Or a
and
studio
all the
setup,
studio,
yeah.
nothing. So for them to come and recreate and hearing their voices on the headphone was difficult. So we had to play around with it, try and make it comfortable. There are sometimes emotionally also people were in tears because they couldn't take it. They were really.
And how long did this took to
It took
do?
almost 2 months or
2
more
months?
also, but yeah, if
Okay.
I'm not wrong. It was every day. We just came and we just did that till late nights. It went down every day. And yeah, it was a tedious process, but great learning for everyone.
Yes,
All
of
the
course,
assistants, in the sense, the students over there were assisting me. That was the first batch over there. It was a great experience for them to understand how it works.
Yes.
Also, the director was willing to experiment, so I could play around with my mics and the way distances and to create the depth, change the sounds by adding different props while recording to give those kind of sounds.
Okay.
So because there are some sounds which is in the rain, heavy rain, and we wanted to create that real feel. Because what happens usually when it's raining, in post you'll add the rain sound over the voice,
Yeah.
but you will still not be able to get it as. So we did some things which may be for waters, like the person is trying to draw through this drowning feeling water and all that.
Okay.
If you watch the movie, of course you'll come to know the scenes. It's quite amazing how.
And how's the reception of the film? Did the director tell you how?
Yeah, that's what. So at Cannes, what happened is that they had a film market. It couldn't make it to the Cannes Film Festival because they were late by 1 year. The year it was short, they
Okay.
couldn't send it. So they had to send it next year, which obviously, according to the rules, you can't. So then it was selected for the Cannes Film Market,
Right.
which was again among 20-30 films from Maharashtra, which was just 3 films selected. So it was a great thing, and it seems he's getting great reviews. That's what he's sent me a lot of Instagram and WhatsApp messages.
Mhm.
And now recently again it's got selected for another festival in I think Germany, or I don't know where exactly. There's some other festival where it got selected.
So Vijay, now are you getting confident that you can pick up any world-class cinema projects?
Yeah, I'm very confident, because another thing is that for us also our equipment was under test, right? Because
True.
it was never been used before this kind of work.
Mhm.
So now I'm very sure the equipment which we bought was great. Everything is working well, and it takes time for the equipment also to open up, in the sense
True.
for our speakers and other things. So as of now, I'm comfortable doing it. I won't say confident, very comfortable.
We have
Yeah,
picked
go
up instruments from different countries.
What are you saying? Wow.
Selected.
Selected.
We spent about more than 1.5 years
Mhm.
waiting for the best one to come to us, like, to see where.
So lots of
So we have
things.
done a lot of research in
Yeah,
that
there's a
sense.
lot of research, tedious research.
So he has been very good at that.
Hmm.
So we sometimes chose something and the instrument, and we said, just wait for some time. I think there is something else. I'll contact somebody
Yeah.
and then check and see. Those kind of things. A lot of research and a lot of conversations with others, professionals have
Of course,
happened.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what I want to admire is that it is also very liberal of the Don Bosco Institute to take
Yeah,
up this
Challenge.
challenge, and to give the opportunity to the students, also opportunity to Goa as a whole. Now if some filmmakers wants to do the editing, they do not have to go to maybe Bombay. They will just
Right.
come to.
Right.
Is there any more other studios here who does similar kind of work?
I'm sure there might be studios who might be doing ADR dubbing or whatever. There must be studios. I don't know much about the studios around,
Okay.
but I'm sure people must be doing, depending on their budget and their association with people and their comfort zones also. I'm sure they'll be doing things.
And Vijay, what are your what are the projects that you are working on now? Like only audio, or you are doing films also?
So I'm doing films also, but so I'm also working on some background score for a film.
Okay.
I also did some. There's another documentary which is coming where the entire edit for the documentary they would like to do with us. So the edit and the color grading for that might happen at our studio, which of course still process. I've recorded lots of albums for people, lots of acclaimed artists who are there. There's the famous Sujat Khan, who came and recorded his album over here, who's himself a great legendary artist. So lots of people who know about it are coming here. We've worked on ADR for other serials also, which are come on Netflix and
That's
Sony TV
nice.
and all these things. Yeah, so those guys also come and do. Instead, one of the at Cannes who won the film which won the award, one of the actresses, she comes here to do all her ADR work with us.
This Anushya Sengupta, that one, or Kapadia Pile Kapadia?
No, her name is Kanni, I think so.
Okay,
So she
alright, nice.
usually comes here, and so it's very nice to meet all these
course,
brilliant actors and personalities. Lots of other Bollywood people have come. I won't give out names, but
Of course, sure.
because
but it's
they just
great to
come.
hear that Goa is picking up,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing that it's very close to Bombay,
Yeah.
and it's like economical than Bombay, I suppose. Like
Yeah, it's very economical,
Yeah.
and also for them it's like a holiday, right? They like to come here, and also if they've got some other work, shoots,
Yes,
or they want to rest, they come do their job and they go. So that is what's happening right now.
So there are two things, I suppose. We got very good equipment, and we have a very good person who will do the work.
Nice.
So
It's
have
like a win-win situation for you.
So when the people come there
Yeah.
to see, they actually see something great here.
Great.
And of course, I suppose when they relate with him, he's also quite a cool guy.
Yeah.
So he talks well with them, and
Yes, true.
both work.
Yeah.
You were asking me about the inspiration, how you all managed to
Yes.
kind of have this studio,
Right.
something like this.
Yes.
Don Bosco himself, from the beginning, when he started taking care of, say, youngsters, he began by opening a technical school for them.
The first one.
Beginning,
Right,
18th
yeah.
century.
Yes.
After 1850, that time. When he saw there were many people in slums, so he said, we must do something. Many were put in prison because of their fights and all other things that were happening. So he tried to have the boardings for them. He would call it oratory. He would have a program.
Okay.
So he would take care of them. They would stay there. Everything was done through donations of the people. And soon, every year or next, he would begin another somewhere else, wherever there were orphans, wherever there were slums, youngsters especially. First printing press he had in the oratory.
Okay.
So that they would learn, and also jobs were created.
You were totally emulating that spirit.
It's exactly,
yes.
It's something
Very
like
cool.
that. So he said the best should be given to the to our students,
Very cool.
to our youngsters. So whenever we have this opportunity, like we have a turf here, football turf.
Yes.
The turf is bought from America.
Okay. Okay.
And one of the best in Goa. I don't think anyone has this kind of a turf.
Cool. The students
Football.
can actually take advantage of the opportunity.
And it's open for them.
Yeah.
If they are in our college, in our schools, they can play anytime they want. So we actually try to give as much as possible the best skills and the equipment available.
I'm thankful that you are here and like the students are getting opportunity. Yes.
Yes.
So I think we're getting to an end of this conversation. Lastly, I want to ask both of you, about your future plans of how you want to use the technology or use the new ways of curriculum to new pedagogies to teach to the students, if you have any plan. And to Vijay, about how do you want to strengthen your studio so that it becomes one of the good ones in like West Coast, like so that people can actually come and you have a huge line. Go ahead, anyone. Yeah.
Although we are in the city now, we don't have enough space.
Okay.
We got a lot of things happening there. So actually we are looking out for a bigger space. We had some place, but not yet fully into our hands. So
you want to expand the
so college to expand, even our school and the higher secondary to expand, we need another space, which we are looking for, so that we can grow and it could also become a university.
Got it.
Higher education can happen from there. So that is in line with our educational philosophy.
True.
Yeah,
Nice.
to improve on. And possibly when we have the space, we can think of other things also. Some things which are needed for our Goan environment, Goan students or youngsters.
It is pretty much needed, like a skill development, all these things is so much necessary for the students here.
Correct.
And to have an understanding.
Of course, in other places, in other areas of Goa, we have about 11 houses.
Yes.
Don Bosco houses.
Yes.
We got also open schooling in one place. We have another place, we got orphanage.
Yes.
There are about 50 students there. They go to the schools, some are in colleges, some are already working. So they are given different places to stay.
Got it,
Yeah. And of course, schools and agriculture, big area in one place.
Yeah, the father who is a farmer who is helping so many.
George Quadros. Yes. He's been
like
helping along.
Yeah.
Again, once again, very innovatively, something new.
Yes, he's using so many of new technology to do that.
Yes, he's beginning with that.
He's a great example. We look up to him,
Right.
Very nice. So happy that Goa has a institute like this, Don Bosco is helping. And Vijay, lastly, tell us about how you want to strengthen your Boskon Studio.
Yeah. So as of now, we are slowly adding more gear to our studio, so that it's needed, of course, over time. So that students also get exposed to a lot of things at the studio. And over time, we are planning also to slightly increase the space, make it larger, maybe have another room just separately for mixing, for editing. So because we are seeing there is a want for it in Goa right now, there is people require that. So yeah, slowly we are planning to make it that way, and also a live sound, so people, because lots of live sound which happens in Goa.
What do you mean by live sound? Sorry.
Live sound in the sense, all the outdoor shows which happen, that's live sound which is happening. And the engineers which are there, most of them usually come and join a some kind of
short-term course.
yeah, short-term course.
To learn the
yeah.
nuances.
So
Okay.
we're trying to have some short-term courses
Okay.
where you can learn how to use a digital mix, especially because people don't know how to use that.
Got it.
And live sound is a different way of mixing than what you mix in a studio. So it's a bit larger than life always. So
Got it,
that's
yeah.
how do you look at. So some basics. We're trying to work out a short-term course for people who are already working and just want to come and understand their basics and concepts and get it clear, so that they are confident in what they do.
Like
So
a
just
master class.
like a master class, so
yeah.
maybe just a
Yes.
tiny little 1 week or so, or workshop maybe, and they come and know that this is how you want to mix different genres of music also, because
Very good, yeah.
in Goa most of them will only mix through one kind of genre, because that's usually what happens. But if you're exposed to understand how different genres need to be mixed differently and worked upon differently, that would help. So this course would surely help them a lot. That's the whole idea of doing this thing for the future.
So nice.
And I hope students
I'm sure
take
they will pick
advantage
it
of all
up.
this,
Yeah,
because it's right here in Goa, and
Yes.
even if the equipment which is there, they get exposed to that itself is a great thing,
Yes.
because it's not easy to get this equipment anywhere else. It's really expensive, and
The possibilities of the studio, our studio, Boskon Studio, is huge.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody is serious in learning, a youngster wants to learn something, he can easily pick up a lot and do a lot if he's interested in that field.
It's like a sitting gold mine,
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
coming to. Anyway, thank you for your time, Father.
Thanks.
Vijay, and all the best for the future. And I hope new projects come to you. And I hope that Don Bosco get a bigger compound for the college.
else.
Thanks a lot for your
Thanks.
time.
Thank you, Nilankur.
bye.
God
Thanks a
bless.
lot, audience. We'll see you next week.